And naturally, so I have the honor and the burden of opening the meeting. All right, thanks to the partners for the kindness to be the first. First of all, it is the case that I present myself. My name is Sergio Pugnalin. I am a musician. I teach acoustic guitar, mandolin, and other traditional plucked instruments of a lute family. I deal in general with different music of the world, although there are some that I prefer and know more than others. And currently I am the coordinator, something less than a director of the school in which I teach. So probably everyone here today knows the project thanks to the Jacobo's presentation. So I don't delay on that, and I just show you the cover. My personal cover. Okay. This is the cover. The last premise before moving on to the specific topic of my speech is to briefly present our school, which is precisely one of the partners of the project, naturally. Our school, mine and of my two colleagues present today, Alessandro Maiorino and Fulvia Corazza, is called SFOM, which is the acronym in Italian, I mean, for Scuola di Formazione e Orientamento Musicale, for School of Musical Training and Orientation. A large musical institute that was located in Aosta Valley, in the extreme northwest of Italy, you can see, right on the border with France, and in the middle of the Alps. This is the logo of the foundation and of SPOM, the school. Here are some synthetic data. Officially born in 2003 as part of the Music Institute of the Autonomous Region of Aosta Valley. About 800 students per year, distributed in instrumental vocal courses, special courses of the departments for childhood and disability, a section of Suzuki courses, workshops, seminars, and camps throughout the year, the whole year. About 100 performances, concerts, events per year in normal year, not the last year, unfortunately. Okay, here we go. Let's move on to the core of my speech. Here is the cover. Cluster Summer Camp, a full immersion experience. This is the logo. As you can read, as you probably know, the topic is the Cluster Summer Camp, defined as you see a full immersion experience, with is, in my opinion, the most concise and most fitting description of what cluster would like to be, and that perhaps all residential intensive seminars should be. Let's start with a little bit of the history of the camp, Also because it's a project that is now many years old and which has undergone many transformations. The camp was born in the mid-90s, I think in 1996, as a guitar specialization course with an unusual opening to the original ensemble music. I can testify to this because I was called very young as an ensemble music teacher. If you look closely, you can recognize me in the historical photo in the background with a few less years and a lot more hair. It's me, yeah, it's me in the center of the photo. Okay. At the end of the 90s, it became a course open to all music students, not guitarists, regardless of the instrument and the level of the students. Its originality was mainly in being a summer camp aimed at music students of all levels, ages, and backgrounds. Unlike the master classes of that time, aimed exclusively at students of the conservatory with professional goals, mainly with professional goals. The other absolute novelty was that the summer school was dedicated only to the ensemble practice with specially selected repertoire, written and or arranged, often also during the camp, adapting and modifying them ongoing on the go for the orchestral complement and for specific students of the course. Okay, after several vicissitudes, cluster officially becomes the summer course of SFOM in 2013. These features, the previous features have remained the hallmark of cluster over the years. Although, fortunately, the framework of the summer music courses in Italy has changed, at least partially has changed. So opening nature and ensemble music focus. This is the hallmark of a cluster. The experience of ensemble music is embodied in too many activities involving all participants in the summer camp. Music in circle, musica in cerchio in Italian, and the related marching band. Naturally, the orchestral rehearsal, the core of the campus, being the center of the annual thematic project and the point of convergence of all students. The cluster orchestra is a multi-level and inclusive ensemble. Of course, there are rehearsals dedicated to instrumental sections and individual, autonomous or assisted training sessions. Depending on the level and the age of the students enrolled, there may be additional dedicated activities, usually small chamber groups or a small orchestra in parallel with an appropriate repertoire. In any case, a couple of tunes in the large orchestra are guaranteed to participate. So the marching band, some photos, not very professional, but they give you the idea. The further originality of the course is given by its monographic nature. That is the fact that it is organized around a central theme, different each year, with the shapes most of the activities proposed. Here are some examples of topics covered over the year. Symphonic rock. You can see the brochure in the background. In 2013, musical theater and musical, 2014, and a cultural revolution, the Beatles, 2015. In recent editions, thanks to the inclusion of a cluster in the special projects, a package of initiatives with particular value for the territory financed by the autonomous region Valle d'Aosta, it was possible to invite international guests with whom an original educational project was articulated, which each time included the orchestral arrangement of some of the artist's pieces and the interaction with him in the live performances. In particular, in recent years, the following artists have been guests. Ray Lema, famous Congolese musician, known as a composer and performer, central figure of world music, not only African music. Cesarius Gagina, Polish-Belgian saxophonist, great jazz player. Roberto Taufik, guitarist, singer, and composer. Andrea Gargiulo, Italian teacher, the name is clear, with an inclusive approach. Promoter of the Abreus method, you know for sure, El Sistema in Italy, for a social and inclusive teaching. The photo is Cesarius Gagina performance. Various performances are included during the summer camp and in the closing of it, mainly in the regional territory. In Aosta, various villages of the valley, some names for the toponomastic of Aosta Valley are Vie, Morges, Fénis, Saint-Vincent, Châtillon. Very French sound, I know. Typically, these performances include an initial marching band built with the performance material of music in circle, and then the actual concert in which the orchestral pieces and the intervention of any smaller formations converge. In recent years, when it was possible, a theme was chosen suitable to be further developed during the next year, the school year, becoming the framework of the work of the SFOM orchestra, which is the largest ensemble of the school. At the end of the annual project, there is usually a 2 to 3 days camp with the guest artist, followed by a concert in an important festival, often the Saison Culturelle of the Valle d'Aosta region, the main and most institutional concert season of the region. The main goals of the project are make students live different ways of making and thinking about music from those known and experienced during the year. Bringing students closer to ethnic music, jazz, popular music, not only to ride a modernity trend, but to learn how to play their instrument in 1,000 different ways and to learn about the variety of musical languages. Encourage the original composition by the teachers, especially packaged for the available instrumental group and student levels. Inspire musical practice with an unprecedented intensity and mode, thanks to the involvement in different activities, the social dimension, and the full immersion experience. Provide a cooperative learning opportunity among truly diverse people by background, age, and training goals. Provide a monographic thematic background which frames most of the campus activities, combining imaginary, cultural data, and movement experiences. Last but not least, educate to intercultural. Okay. Finally, to greet and thank you for listening. A few fragments of videos about the school's activities, including the one about the concert Brazil with Roberto Taufik, the Palestinian, Brazilian, Italian guitarist, which you can find on the SFOM YouTube channel. Unfortunately, there is no specific video on cluster, but there are few episodes that tell important activities and projects of the school, including a SFOM orchestra musical production, Brazil, which I quoted before, a project about rap by the SFOM Jazz Orchestra, the first concert of the inclusive orchestra Symphonic Taxi Orchestra, the Racine project, an international collaboration between Africa and Europe, focused on the world of percussions, mainly marimba and vibraphone. And last, a video on the school in general, focused mainly on children. So I try to send some sketch of the video. Thank you all for your attention. I am available for clarifications, insights, or questions now or later. Thank you.